Alright, listen, you've been warned. Go see this movie at your own risk. I am not responsible for any kind of trauma that you experience by watching this film. This film is absolutely grotesque, and it is beautifully grotesque. I spent the last hour of this movie saying,
come on now, dog. Come on, man.
Yo, whoa, hey.
Hey, yo, what the fuck?
Hey, yo, stop.
Ew! Dude! What the fuck?
Chill, you need to relax.
Emotional, damn it.
Roll the credits. I've had enough. This movie is absolutely insane. And let me stop telling you that it's insane and give you all these superlatives and all these words that are just defining the film, and actually tell you why I believe it's brilliantly grotesque. This movie is a study, is a mirror that's put up to society about not only the grotesqueness with the body horror and all the blood and guts and everything else that's going to make you want to say, what the fuck? Get me out of here right now. But it's also a look into the grotesqueness of what I would define as gratuitousness. This movie, starring Demi Moore, Elizabeth Qualley, and Dennis Quaid, starts off as a story of a aerobics instructor who's been doing this for many years, who has been told that she is aging out of her viability on television.
People always ask for something new. It's inevitable. At 50, well, it stops.
And because of this, our main character of Elizabeth Sparkle is starting to believe these things about herself that she's being told by outside forces. A chance encounter brings her in contact with the substance.
One single injection unlocks your DNA and will release another version of yourself. This is the substance.
This product that's supposed to make a new version of her that is everything that society deems acceptable, it deems beautiful. First of all, it's something just called the substance. It ain't even got a proper name. It's just the substance.
Stop it. Get some help.
If there ain't no FDA involved, if you got to go into a back alley to get it, you might want to question what you're doing. What I love about this film is how once she gets the substance and becomes this new version of herself, or splits, I should say, into this new version of herself, the gratuitous grotesqueness isn't in her lack of beauty, but it's in how much beauty is focused on. After Margaret Qualley, who plays Sue, the new version of Elizabeth Sparkle, comes onto screen, they continuously focus on the sexiness of this character. So many shots of her ass, so many shots of her nude, poses that they put her in over and over again throughout the film. And I'm looking at it from a director's perspective, like, hey, why are you doing this? It's a lot. And there's another scene prior to this where Dennis Quaid's character is talking to Elizabeth Sparkle about the fact that he feels like she's too old to be viable in the business. And it's at a restaurant. One of the things that the camera decides to focus on is his mouth. As he's eating these prawns or these lobster or whatever seafood he was eating, slobber was raining down. You could just see him peeling everything, and his fingers were nasty, and just focus on it. If you ever eat seafood, especially by hand, it is a messy situation. But the thing that happens here is that it becomes grotesque because we continue to focus on it. So we have a lot of gratuitous shots of this man's mouth being disgusting, but we also have a lot of gratuitous shots of this woman's gorgeous body. We're looking at two sides of the same coin of gratuitous display. And that gratuitousness that's focused on sets us up for the end of the film, where we actually get to some grossness, some body horror, some blood, some guts, some eyeballs, some breasts falling out of orifices that you didn't think would ever happen.
What did he say?
There's a lot that happens in the latter part of this film that is also putting you in the position of, hey, this is a lot. All right, you guys can stop now. The display of these unrealistic beauty standards that Elizabeth believed that she needed to achieve in order to continue to have value, and her overindulgence into this drug that was actually doing her way more harm than good, actually mirror the grotesque overindulgence into the body horror at the end of the film. Now, while some may come away thinking that, oh, that was too much, I think that that was the point. So when I was sitting in the theater begging for this hour-long or 45-minute body horror sequence to end, I remember that that's the exact same way I felt in the beginning of the film when all it was showing was beauty in the woman's body, and I was just like, yo, we can stop at any point. And I can only recall one other time you feeling this way sitting in the movie theater, and that was Mother by Darren Aronofsky, starring Jennifer Lawrence and Javier Bardem. That movie, by the end of it, I felt like something just happened. That just happened to me. And this movie is an experience. Now, I've mentioned the body horror several times and the practical effects that were used before it gets to the most grotesque and disgusting examples of this towards the end of the film. Things throughout the film, such as needles and the way that they're used, as well as hair and teeth and fingers and feet and vomit and bodily fluids, are happening all throughout the film. Once you get to the big crescendo, you are breathing a sigh of relief that it's finally over. And the unease of the visuals is aided by the music that's used.
Would you like to stop? Would you like to stop? Would you like to stop? Would you like to stop?
It kind of reminded me of the movie Challengers from earlier this year, where that score was a little off-putting. Two very different movies where the music was used to put you at unease rather than ease, even though The Substance and Challengers could not be any more different in terms of the type of story that it was telling. Besides its music, it does have another thing in common, which is where we get to our grade. It's a must-see, even though I'm not necessarily telling you to go see it. I mean, support it because it's an independent film, but don't send your therapy bill to me. I will not be held responsible for what you endure while watching this film. So let me know, have you seen The Substance? Was it too gross for you, or were you just right at home in its grossness? I know a lot of international films have a standard of grossness and horror that Americans tend to clutch their pearls at. So let me know in the comments how you experience it, and I'll talk to you guys next time.